And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, into the Ville. Welcome to Louisville. DJ Yoakley and the Cowboy, Bob Burek, with you here live from Leopard Nation. So when you think about Louisville, you think about just tradition. I mean, this is a place, a special place for so many outside of the Columbiana County and Mahoning Valley area. Like, people don't know what Louisville is. That's why you're here, Bob. Tell us about Louisville, why it's so important here.
Well, it's it's a special place to me. Born here, raised here, played here. My kids played here, and got another one that may play here hopefully at some point. And we've been playing football here for a long time, and we got this beautiful facility here, and we kind of walk through a little bit of that if you want, DJ. What happened about 12 years ago, 13 years ago, in 2008, 2009, we were actually told by the insurance company that they were going to condemn the bleachers if we didn't fix them. And so what started with just fixing some bleachers turned into a gentleman by the name of Dennis Beery saying, let's just rip the whole thing down and start from scratch. And so we had November, the day before Thanksgiving, we tore the stadium down and we had it ready for play September 10th of 2010. So we had a huge support from the community. The school paid $1 million to pay for the bleachers, and then we raised $2.5 million privately to fund a $3.5 million stadium. So,
and you were the co-chair.
I was fortunate to be one of many people that were involved, and the list is endless. It would take me forever to name everybody that had a hand in it, but yeah, I was fortunate to be pulled into it. So,
but this is a special place. I mean, people talk about your baseball facility, all your facilities, really, your gymnasium, and especially here at Leopard Stadium. So, I mean, what is it that makes this place so special?
I think it's just the community, honestly. When you come to a Leopard game, you hear most of a lot of times you're going to hear the same names over and over again. We had the Kuhn family here for a long time. Some of them were Buckeyes on the national championship team. He was a captain. We've had the Maddie families come through, Beatty family. It's endless. And it's always, you hear it seems like every generation, somebody else is coming through and you're like, oh, there's that name again. And so, people just kind of gravitate here, they stay here, and they want their kids to play here. So
I think it's funny. I make the comparison to Massillon, but on a smaller scale.
Yeah.
And people are like, you don't say that around here. I mean, you go to a Wendy's and there's Louisville colors on the windows. Yeah. The cars, there's Beat Poland, Go Blue. There's that kind of, I don't want to say Hollywood feel to it. This is when people are watching some of those football movies they see on the silver screen, this is real life for you.
Yeah, it is. And it's, again, it's the community and it's the kids buy into it and the community members support it. All the businesses support it. And it's, listen, on Friday night, we have, we got 10,000 people in the town of Louisville. I think it's 20,000 if you count Nimishillen Township, and, 5,000 or 6,000 of them are here. So, it's like a movie. Everything closes and you see all the people rolling out of town to away games, and it's a good time.
And the other ones that aren't here are watching on YSN.
Yes, they
which
are.
Is unbelievable. The support that we've gotten from Leopard Nation and people trying to follow the teams. Is it just one of those things where once a Leopard, always a Leopard?
I think so. I do. We have guys just in the past couple of years, a guy like Neil Seaman, who played on our state runner-up team, has recently moved back into the area, but he's in a different town. He's in that purple town over there. And, but he still comes to the games, and he comes and he brings his family to the games, and I see him here watching games. So I think it's one of those things that's just kind of in you once you're here. Now, obviously people end up in different places for various reasons, but I think once you're here, you're kind of always here.
Now, you've been with us since the very beginning.
Yeah.
The upstart. Talk to me about what it's been like for you to be the voice of the Leopards.
I don't know if I'm the voice, but it's been really fun. And honestly, for me, what I enjoy is now we've got, my son helps us get everything set up. And it's funny, if he's not there, sometimes I got to call him to see how I plug in the microphones and everything else. But and then we get some other folks involved. We're going to talk to Charlie Roberts here. He just did a volleyball game for us last night.
There's the voice.
And there's the voice of the Leopards, the future voice. And honestly, it is about trying to get some of those people involved, get some of the kids involved, let them see what's out there. There's a lot of opportunity out there. I have no future in broadcasting other than doing some high school games, but maybe a young kid kind of gets a spark from it, and hopefully it can turn into something.
You and I were talking kind of off the record about this team. This team has the potential to be very special.
Yeah.
But they've got to overcome some adversity along the way. That Steubenville game,
yeah.
Even though it wasn't what we wanted, that's a very good Steubenville team.
It is.
And one that probably could have put a lot of more points on a team other than what we saw on the last Friday.
Yeah, the defense played really well last week. Offensively, we just had some miscues that I'm sure that they've cleaned up here in practice this week. And, I look for us to come out, a better team here in the second game against Poland and really get things going. So
Poland, a team that everybody's really accustomed to where we come from, and they know what they have. And I mean, Poland will say they're a little bit down this year.
Yeah.
They graduated a lot.
19 kids, didn't they?
Yes,
19 kids.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So when you think about it, this is a real opportunity for the Leopards to get back on track here in a 1-on-1 record.
It is, absolutely. And I think, traditionally you think of Poland, they're going to come in and they're going to be physical and they're big. And, I can remember when we beat them in the playoffs there a few years back, even then they came in and their offensive line was enormous. And and it's typically how they are. So, I think it's going to still be a challenge. You don't ever walk into anything, take anything for granted. But I think certainly this is a game that, if our kids show up and play well, they can get.
The voice, Bob Burek, with us here, for at least for a little bit.
Yeah.
We're going to talk to some of the players coming up in just a few minutes after this break on Ysn Primetime Live.
Why choose local? Because you live here, work here, learn here, relax here, and celebrate here. 21 WFMJ is our Valley's only locally owned TV station, and our focus is local. Other TV stations don't have that same focus, as their owners are somewhere else. But 21 WFMJ is rooted in the Valley. Local people making decisions that affect your life, right here where you live.
When looking for home design inspiration, don't just be inspired, be Baird inspired. Whether new or remodeling, Baird Brothers has the latest trends like shiplap to refresh your home. Go from inspiration to installation with our wide selection of in-stock American hardwoods. From the rustic charm of antique oak to the warmth of traditional cherry, Baird Brothers has what you need to make your home inspiring. Baird Brothers, our family's heritage, your family's home.
Hi, I'm Colin Chupa.
And I'm Kelsey Clem from K-Squared Marketing.
Our boutique marketing firm specializes in media planning and buying, public relations, event marketing strategies, and strategic sponsorships.
We can integrate our services with your existing game plan, or we can be your entire marketing team.
Your goals, our game plan.
Let's win together. Call K-Squared Marketing at 330-623-2730 or visit ksquared.marketing to learn more.
Change. This one word can make you break out in a cold sweat. But with change comes wisdom, experience, and understanding. At Myers Family Insurance, we can help make changes in Medicare, insurance, and retirement a positive experience for you and your family. We've gone through changes, like our new office and new faces to help our family of clients too.
For all your Medicare needs, call Myers Family Insurance. Check us out online at myersfamilyins.com or find us on Facebook.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Ysn Primetime live from Louisville, Ohio. DJ Yoakley with Bob Burek on the other side. And we are joined by two gentlemen right here who know a thing or two about a thing or two. You've seen this guy before, most certainly. Charlie Roberts needs no introduction, but the guy next to you, I want him to introduce himself because he's a little bit nervous. He's the QB1, and he's afraid of the live air. So go ahead, young man.
I'm Davion Cruz, senior, number 3, play QB, and that's about it.
All right, man. So you're the QB. You're the guy. Charlie, should we start with him?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
All right, Davion. So let's talk about week 1. I mean, Steubenville, it's like playing a small college. Yeah. What was the atmosphere like, especially week 1? I'm sure it was bananas.
Oh, yeah, it's a great atmosphere. I mean, they had a lot of people, but we also filled up our stands. I feel like we had a lot of support. It was just a really great atmosphere overall. I love to play there again.
For you, man, that's got to be bananas because you could you hear? I mean, it was loud. You got horses breathing fire above you. I mean, it's crazy.
I mean, yeah, I mean, hard hearing is always a hard thing, but I mean, I feel like we didn't have any problems with that.
What's the strength of this team this year?
I definitely feel like our run game and our defense is the strength of our team. We have a really good defense all around this year, and we have really good backs that can run the ball, and we have really well receivers. I feel like we're well-rounded all together.
I can appreciate that. I mean, you guys are the 4 leaders, the 4 captains, the 4 horsemen, so to speak. What do you expect? What expectations high in Louisville this year?
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, no matter what year it is, it's always going to be high. But for this year, I feel like we got a special group of seniors, and I feel like we could do a lot more than what people think.
Chuck? Talk about expectations.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. You know, we had good runs in baseball and basketball, and we're looking to do the same in football. You know, we got the kids to do it. We just got to put in the work and get it done.
I was going to ask you, I mean, for those runs in basketball and in baseball, you're on that. And what kind of situations, what kind of lessons did you learn that you're trying to bring over to the football side of things and educate your teammates?
You know, I learned that, we haven't won a home game here since 2019. We were freshmen. So hopefully we can get the job done. But, I learned in baseball and basketball that you get a big win, you can celebrate that night, but the next morning it's back to work and you got to get the job done the next week.
I love it. Now, Charlie wants to be a politician, so he is polished. Like, he is polished and ready to go. I look behind us here. This giant leopard is awesome. First off, it's terrifying because I feel like if you've ever seen the movie Ghostbusters, you know where I'm coming from. It's just going to jump up and get us. But the reality is, Bob and I were talking, this is a special place with special people, and you guys get to play under the bright lights every Friday night. What's it like for you?
It's truly special. We're in and out of that tunnel on Friday night, looking up and seeing the whole town here. Like I think Bob said, 6,000 people in the crowd. It's insane. Our band is one of a kind, and it makes it 10 times more special.
When this team wins, I've never seen anything like it. People will talk, like, if you win tomorrow, people are going to talk about state championship. Does that? Well, let's talk, David. Does that bother you? Does that help you? Is that one of those things where you go, okay, one step at a time?
I mean, yeah, I feel like we do need to take it one step at a time, but it makes me feel good knowing that our community has that much faith in us.
The excitement. Yeah. I mean, you guys are constantly. I mean, walking around town, you're like celebrities around here. If you're wearing those jerseys, do you guys still wear jerseys on Friday to school or no?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I love it.
We wore jorts last week.
Jorts,
jean shorts with the jersey. That's
looking like John Cena.
Look, yeah.
I like it. Bob, jump in anytime.
No,
if you need something.
I think the only question that needs to be answered is, did you step out of bounds?
No.
Oh,
no, I did not step out of bounds. I would take that to the grave.
Very controversial call, DJ. Touchdown called back, said he stepped out of bounds, and there was no one around him. So I'm not sure how or why he would have stepped out of bounds, but we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say we got hosed on that call.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit of a homer call there.
Yeah.
It's been known to happen down in Steubenville. I'm just saying. What was it like stepping on the field for first time as a senior?
I mean, it's different. I feel like you got a lot more eyes on you being a senior, especially being a captain and QB. Mm-hmm. I feel like you got a lot more eyes on you, but the feeling, it makes me really nervous, but at the same time, it makes me really excited.
I mean, you had all summer to kind of stew this, and then when you step on the field in a field of magnitude, I mean, there's a lot that's happened down there in Steubenville.
Yeah.
It had to be a special moment for you and your family.
Oh yeah, of course. It's always special. I feel like it's a blessing to be able to step on the field on a Friday night. So any given week, I feel like it's a blessing.
So somebody that's never watched you play before, what do they have to expect?
A hardworking player that I'm gonna leave it all out on the field no matter what.
Runner or gunner?
I could do a little bit of both.
I like it. I like it. All right, Chuck, for you, what was it like last Friday night? You step up. I mean, you've had. I feel like your summer was just gone because of baseball.
Yeah. No,
but what was it like? Stepping on that turf surface and you go, man, this is my senior year. It's real. It's here.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Davion, Dov, they're all looking to go play college football, but I'm not. So I would look at it and say I got 10 or so football games left in my life, and I got to make them count. So I think after the game, me and Essex, we kind of stood there and we're like, let's take this in for a second before we walk away.
That's perspective. I mean, are you 18? That's unbelievable. We think about it all the time. Yeah. How would it be like to go back for one game? Suited up and just know you're never going to play again. And you have just the vision to see that your first game. That's incredible. What things do you guys want to check off the list this year for your team?
A playoff berth for sure.
Okay.
I feel like that's the minimum, but I feel like this team we have a special team this year. I feel like we can take it all the way.
And this is D2?
D3.
D3. Okay. So the Ursulines of the world, they're going to be waiting for you. So what about you?
Definitely the home win. We have a bell in the locker room that we ring every home win, and it has been rung in a long time. So hopefully we can get that thing ringing pretty soon on that leopard head out there.
What do you guys want to do when it's all set? I think I know what you want to do. Davion, we'll start with you. What do you want to do when it's all over?
I plan to go to college. I haven't chose to where I want to go yet, but I want to study exercise science.
Okay. Do you want to play ball?
Yes, sir.
There you go. So if you're out there and you're looking for a QB that can run it and gun it, you got a guy right here. It happened at our All-Star game. We got a kid, Mark Bunch from Mineral Ridge, ended up going to Malone based on our All-Star game. So people are out there watching. So, all right, you know what an elevator pitch is?
No, what's that?
Okay, an elevator pitch is about 30 seconds that you get to tell people why they should recruit you. You ready?
Okay.
I'm going to put you on the spot. There's your camera right there. Tell a coach why they need you.
I feel like I'm a great asset to any team I pick. I can play multiple positions. I play QB, receiver, slot, safety. I feel like I bring a lot to the team. I'm a good athlete, and I take the classroom serious.
What's the GPA?
Right now, last year I was about a 3.3. Okay. This year I'm looking to get about a 3, anything over a 3.6.
And you want what, exercise science, you said?
Yes, sir.
There you go. There he is, man. Don't throw your digits out there. You'll end up getting calls from places you don't want to know. Chuck, from your standpoint, I mean, you want to be a politician. You want to get into the realm a little bit, it sounds like.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you start that?
Well, I'm looking to get into Hillsdale College right now. That'd be a big step for me. Good political science program. And I think the goal is just get into law school and go from there.
So just don't hang up the mic, man. You're like the only guy from here. I mean, with all respect to Bobby Burek, it's one of those things. Like, I've had people call and say, "We want Chuck. We want Chuck."
Being on the mic for YSN is something that is very special to me, and I'm glad that I've got the rest of the volleyball season and the girls basketball season to do it. So
we're excited for you, man. These two have been awesome. We got 2 more captains. We come back on YSN Primetime right after this.
Jimmy Sutton here, director of Isle, Purple Cat, and Golden String. We are happy to support YSN and 2 of my favorite people, Scotty Mincher and Super Dave O'Malley. We are an agency that provides services for adults with disabilities. We infuse humor, passion, and joy into their lives. If you know of any folks with disabilities that need our assistance, please contact us.
How lucky are we to have not 1, but 2 18-hole Donald Ross Championship golf courses right here in our backyards. Mill Creek Golf Course was selected by Golf Week as one of America's 30 best municipal courses.
Continuing to challenge golfers of all levels and featuring PGA professionals, golf instruction, a players rewards club, kids programs, and a pro shop and grill room for a memorable golf experience. Call or click to schedule your tee time at Mill Creek Golf Course.
At Greenwood Chevrolet, we offer a worry-free experience for all our customers.
From sales to financing and even service, we'll help build your perfect vehicle
and lock in your trade value
while your vehicle is being built.
No worries.
We guarantee financing,
regardless of your situation or credit history. No worries. And when your vehicle needs service,
our award-winning team will get you back on the road.
No worries.
That's what going the extra mile means. Only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Now is the time to think about your future, where you want to go, what you want to be. Your future can start now at Kent State Salem or Kent State East Liverpool. We have programs that will open doors and provide opportunities for you to pursue your passion. We are affordable, we are close. You call it hometown, we call it Kent State University. Learn more at www.kent.edu/Columbiana. You belong here. And welcome back to YSN Primetime Live. Guess we don't have time for the story. DJ Yokley with you here, joined by 2 other captains for the Louisville Leopards. Gentlemen, introduce yourself.
Number 9, linebacker Jacob Davide.
Number 15, running back Andrew Essick.
These guys are a little bit more quiet than the other 2. Jacob, talk to me. Why is Louisville so special to you?
Honestly, I feel like it's the community. I mean, everyone harps on tradition, blah, 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 but when you walk out of that locker room and you're walking down, you got little kids running up to you, giving high fives, parents saying, go out there, give it your all. It's just the little things that you just realize that you need to appreciate. And it's all those, or walking out. Even I had some grandpa, had no clue who he is, walked up, he said, "You remind me of the best linebacker that's ever came through Louisville." And it's just the little things that you don't even think you'd appreciate that you finally start to appreciate. And it's nothing like it.
Was it the play or was it the flow? Because the flow is good.
I don't know. I do get – some people say I do look like Troy Polamalu.
A little bit?
It might be the hair, but I don't know.
Never not working. I like it. Andrew, why is Louisville so special?
Definitely community, like he said, but I also do think it's the tradition. It's a bunch of things that add up. Like he said, little kids, it's a crazy feeling.
Do you ever think at 17, 18 years old that little kids be looking at you to be a role model to them?
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's crazy because, we were once those little kids.
Exactly.
And they always say, appreciate why you have it because you're not always going to have it. And then you just don't even realize until we finally got to the point where, that's us.
Do you remember the players that were playing when you were those little kids and you admired them?
I wasn't. I went to a different school. I went to Jackson and North Canton.
Okay.
But freshman year, I remember all of them. Colton Jones, Blake Robbins, all them, watching them even just as a freshman, looking up to them was crazy.
Certainly. Andrew, I mean, were you able to kind of admire some of the guys, maybe even in your own locker room coming in?
Yeah, for sure. I was always looking up to the older guys.
He was the jokester over here, and now he doesn't want to talk on the mic. I like it. All right. We look behind us. I mean, you guys have that unbelievable scoreboard. And that thing, I hear it jams here. Like, you can barely hear yourself think if this place is rocking. What's it like? What's the atmosphere? Paint the picture for the people at home.
It's crazy, especially, they have all the different little sayings that everyone knows. You're not at a Leopard football game unless you hear Dr. Thomas on the scoreboard saying it's a daunting task for that scoreboard. It's just always things that you'll remember. Foul it first down, or people celebrating on the scoreboard, the senior celebrations on the scoreboard. It's just looking up there, knowing that the community did that for us. We have to put it all on the line for them.
I love it. Andrew, same for you?
Yeah, same.
I like that. I mean, we come from a place where football is huge, humongous. You guys are larger than life heroes. What legacy is it that you want to leave here in the Ville?
I want to leave the legacy of being a good leader and a hard worker and people can look up to, and also being a hard-hitting and tough-nosed football player.
Andrew?
Definitely hard worker, good leader, but also like to be known to be hard to bring down.
I like that. All right, ball carrier. And you just look like you love meeting people in the middle.
Oh, it's my favorite.
Do you guys still do the Oklahoma drill, or is that?
Not really. We do full go practices instead. So we'll have best on best. We have pretty much our entire starting offense that we can go up against our entire starting defense, which is always good.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, there's been times that fights have broke out already at practice, which everyone loves. I mean, that means the intensity is right and the practices are hard.
So walk me through a practice for you guys. I mean, most people don't appreciate practice their freshman year through their junior year, but now as you guys are seniors, there's almost like a countdown in the back of your head. Walk me through practices now.
I mean, practices every day are getting way harder. The coaches are starting to realize that, I feel like at the beginning of our young career, they just kind of practices weren't that bad. We would just go out there, we'd practice. It wasn't anything crazy. But this year, we were all talked about it every single day. For 2 days, we'd sit out there at our little hydration break for 15 minutes, and we couldn't move. And we're last year, we were going swimming after practice after 2 days. And this year, we can't even finish the second practice because they're that tough. It's crazy the amount of hard work that everyone's putting in this year.
Andrew, is that kind of what you guys want? You want to be prepared on a Friday night where practices are harder than the actual game should be?
Yes, for sure. I think just alone with the practices being harder this year, we've come a lot farther as a team.
All right,
completely different from last year.
One of the cool things we always want to talk about is the grub around here. Where is the place to go for you guys to get the best grub?
I say Scratch.
Okay.
Scratch is a very good place. Or, if you just want coffee, Uptown Joe's is always right there.
Okay. You a big coffee guy?
I am.
Are you really?
Iced coffee. Big iced coffee guy.
All right. What's the order at Joe's?
I just get an iced coffee with cream and sugar. That's it. It's just basic.
Fair enough. Andrew?
I'd say Unhitched.
Hitch, you said?
Unhitched.
Unhitched. Okay.
Yeah.
What's the go-to there?
Their pizza.
Pizza?
Yeah.
All right. So what makes Louisville pizza so good?
I honestly don't know what it is about it, but it's just good.
Youngstown, it's the sauce. I mean, you talk about the sauce, you're talking about the pizza. Are you a crust guy or no? Thin crust? Okay, there we go. Now we're on the right path. And then what was the other one you said?
Unhitched.
Oh, that's the same one.
Oh, I said Scratch.
Okay. So what's Scratch?
Steakhouse. I'm a big steak guy. Love steak.
All right. So I got to ask you the number one question. You got to know this. You're right or you're wrong. There's only one way to take your steak. What is it?
I get medium well.
Oh, you're wrong.
I have to. I mean, I used to be a medium guy, and then I had one time where it was just disgusting, and ever since then, I had to get it. How do you take your steak?
Medium rare.
That's my boy right there. You start eating steak medium rare, you'll be meeting people in the middle. You will be Troy Polamalu.
I'll have to try it.
If you don't like it raw, don't do it. I don't want you to get sick. Coach will have my tail. All right, we talked about the food. Talk about the culture here. I mean, this is a special place. You guys, obviously, very special young men. Very proud to be captains of this community and captains of this football team. Why is that?
Because, just looking up, I feel like captains have always been more than just football. It's outside of football, people coming up to you, even in school. The teachers come up to us and ask us stuff about the football team, or if a kid on the football team. It's just more than just being out on the field and being a leader. It's being throughout town, everyone looking up to you and understanding that you're the leader of the team.
Definitely, like we were saying earlier about the community, all the little kids looking up to you. Same thing.
I like that. All right, let's get to know you guys a little bit off the field. Andrew, what do you want to do when you grow up? Hard enough question, right?
I want to go to college for a degree for construction management, or maybe an architect.
Okay.
Something that along the lines of that.
What's one thing that you want to build before your days are done?
I would like to build myself a house.
Okay,
Yeah.
just build your own house?
Yeah.
That's something I would never be able to do, for sure.
I want to go to college too and study exercise science, and football it's an option right now, but I'm not 100% sure if I want to play or not.
Okay, so football, everybody talks about playing at the next level. It's a job. It's
Right.
an absolute job. Exercise science, that's huge. I mean, that seems to be a very popular choice right now, especially with athletes. Why do you think that is?
Because I was lucky enough to go through a lot of personal training as a young kid.
Gotcha.
So I feel like they had a big development on my life. I feel like I want to be able to be that person for someone else.
That's very, very cool. And out of being an exercise science, I mean, is it you want to teach, you want to educate, or you want to be on the sidelines of maybe I'm going to say the Steelers, but the Browns or somebody like that?
I feel like I could do both. It's always a goal to get up to that top level, be like an NFL. But even if I just make it to something like that where I can just help out at least one person, I feel like that'd be really nice.
What an answer, right? That you might be the politician. You might be running against Chuck here in a few years. Gentlemen, thank you so much for taking some time with us. Good luck tomorrow, Friday night, against the Pullman Bulldogs. And anything we can do for you, we're happy to do so. We're going to take a quick break. Be back right after this with the head ball coach, Troy Davis, on YSN.
Every customer has a story, and at Greenwood Chevrolet, we are committed to making sure it ends with you in the right vehicle. I get to be part of somebody's adventure, whether it's buying a car for the first time, helping them get approved, or finding the perfect car for their budget. I'm proud that people trust me with their finances. They trust me to take care of them, and they trust me with their story. I'm Tracy, and I'm ready to go the extra mile for you, only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
We are Kent State in the Valley. Start and finish one of more than 25 bachelor's or associate degree programs, or start one of Kent State's 280 majors. With low tuition, public, and plenty of scholarship opportunities, we will help you maximize your education and minimize student debt. Enjoy the benefits of a smaller campus with all the opportunities of a large university. Save money, stay close to home. Apply today by visiting kent.edu/Trumbull.
WRS Wealth Advisors is the area's premier wealth and retirement specialist. With our combined 70 years experience, WRS Wealth Advisors is the area's premier wealth and retirement specialist. Call 330-965-0370 to learn more about our individual and corporate financial planning services, or visit WRSwealth.com. Good luck, athletes!
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the 4 words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to YSN Primetime Live from Louisville. We're here with the head ball coach, the leader of the pack. It is Troy Davis, Coach. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. A long way to get here. We were just talking off the air about a little bit of texting difficulties getting a hold of you. I had the wrong number. That's basically what it boils down to. But thanks for stopping by. We appreciate it. Spend some time with us and talking about your team.
Yeah, we love having you here. It's great to have you here in our stadium.
So let's talk about week 1. I know that this will be the last time you're going to hear about it. Steubenville, always it's a traditional rich program, an experience for your guys to open up a season down there in Steubenville. What was it like? Take us through kind of, your perspective.
Well, Reno's a great coach, so we expected them to be, play hard and be physical and execute well. So we knew we had to go in there with a very solid game plan, and their defense had to be top notch. Plus, that is a radical environment to play in. It's one of a kind. I'm glad I got to experience that. But we went in there. We didn't secure the football. We didn't capitalize in the red zone. Our defense played really well, set the table many times for offense, and we just couldn't capitalize. In Steubenville, if you don't hold on the ball and capitalize in the red zone, you're not going to win a football game.
You go from Steubenville to here against Poland, another traditional powerhouse, which they lost a lot last year, but that's no way to look past a team like the Poland Bulldogs.
Yeah, we have a history with Poland. We've played some tough games with them in the past. I remember we played them in the playoffs one year. They beat us here. We went back to their house, beat them there. And so there's some rivalry there. We played a tight game last year. We left the ball on the 1 yard line before half. We left the ball on the 1 yard line at the end of the game, and we lost by 6 points. So, we know our kids have been reminding us of that this week. We've been reminding them. We're looking to play hard-nosed football Friday night, and that is a hard-nosed football team. They're well-coached, and they got a lot of tradition.
This is a team and a program and a community that's been looking for a conference ever since the NBC kind of dissolved. Talk to me about, is there a want to be part of a conference? I mean, is it easier to pump up your players when you're going after that kind of easier brass ring than going after a district title?
Yeah, it's hard. You don't have a league championship to play for. You don't have league rivalries. Right now we're in a redundancy of playing some teams that we've played before, so we have some of that little bit of edge with some people. But we just played Steubenville, never played them in the entire history of Louisville football. So it's different, without having a league and having that to look forward to. Seeing kids across several years, there's a want. But we're the ones looking for a date, and so we're asking a lot and not always getting taken out. So
I think you can appreciate that. This team, why is it so special?
These kids, this is my group that's been with me for 3 years. They're a different group. It's a strong senior class. They battled through a very tough season last year, supported our seniors last year, and grew. A lot of those kids started last year. They had a tremendous off season. These kids are compliant to what we asked them to do, and not only that, but they go above and beyond. So, this week they were dissatisfied with the result last week. They ran extra sprints in their own. You ask them to go to the weight room, they do more in the weight room than needed. They want to embody that tradition that Louisville has. They want to be those guys. So tomorrow night we're looking to turn that around, and we want to get home here, and it is nice to play at home and get to this home crowd.
And Charlie Roberts probably said it 3 times. He said, we haven't won here since our freshman year. How important is it for them to really get this dub tomorrow and get that monkey off their back?
Yeah, you would think it's a monkey. I think these kids treat it more as like a challenge.
Okay.
And they're looking forward to doing that. They want to be the ones. I came in here in the COVID year. We played 2 home games during the regular season. Our schedule is unforgiving. So, every Friday night it's going to be, it's going to be somebody that's potentially bigger than us or comes from a storied tradition, so it's not, we're not picking up the teams. It just play ball for fun. You know what I mean?
It's
we're going to
different.
get it done.
It really is different here. I mean, we talked to the guys and they said, to be able to come through and you see the kids that are, I don't know what it's called here, Little Leopards maybe, or something like that. And they've got the jerseys, and they look at them as almost superheroes and role models. How do you kind of educate your seniors to get ready for that?
Yeah, they grew up through it. So we were talking the other day about some of the things that we do. We have a mentorship program that we started with our players that where some of our graduated players come back and mentor them. And we're just talking about those traditions in Louisville are the passing on tradition. And, that teaching, I grew up playing here. Rick Chrislop taught me the tradition, coached with Paul Farah. He echoed the tradition. I remember going to class with Paul Starkey. He echoed the tradition. It's just continually handed down, and the expectations are huge. And you don't get a place like this in D3 football if the expectations aren't huge.
Let's talk about this place, because this is unbelievable. We talked to Bob Burek about how this was built and why it was built. Louisville is a very special place, and they fill up the stands on Friday nights. How often do you get a chance to kind of take it all in?
Yeah, never. Never. And it is, actually there was one year where I watched a couple games when I was at Mount. I came back and watched it, and it is a special place, and watched my daughter perform at the band, got to see a band show for the first time. And it is like, you see the smoke coming up from everybody's little fire around the stadium. You're sitting in the middle of the neighborhood. Everybody's on top of you, not as quite on top of you as Steubenville, but
goodness,
close. And just a exciting environment. remember Larry Karras saying to me that, he just loves coming to Louisville just because of how it feels. Small town America on a Friday night and in a palace, in terms of our place. Dennis Beery helped us build this stadium. He was a Leopard since passed, but he put a stamp on this place that said, this is a place of excellence. So we want to uphold that.
And you've talked about a lot of people talking about Louisville. Why is Louisville so special to you?
Well, I remember being a young boy, and my dad brought me to the stadium, and it was like 1982, and the Leopards were winning the Federal League Championship. We walked in the stadium, and there wasn't a seat to be had. And we got in about the middle of the first quarter, sat in the aisle, and just that excitement, the passion, I get goosebumps talking about it. But when you just feel that passion, and there's so many people committed to the same idea, and it is, like you said, the football players were heroes to me. We used to go out in the street and play football, and I was Pat Carble or Brian Matty. I was a lineman, but I was pretending to be them on my street, and we were pretending to beat Minerva,
yep.
And all those traditions that came through. This is just a place that has escaped the modern society and has kept this tradition and its small town feel.
Coach Davis here from Louisville, of course. A couple more questions for you, Coach, before we let you go. Obviously, you got a game to play tomorrow. Expectations for going into the game against Poland.
Yeah, we want to control what we can control. Last week we put the ball on the ground, threw an interception. We got to take care of the football. The mistakes we made last week were self-inflicted. As good as Steubenville was, we had self-inflicted wounds, and we cannot have that if we want to be successful. We run triple option. You got to take care of the football and ball control. And so tomorrow night we want to be physical and take care of the football and capitalize in the red zone.
And certainly don't want to look too far ahead, but when you look at, this is a short window for your seniors, and it gets shorter and shorter as the days go on. What's one thing that you want them to have when they create their legacy?
Well, the thing is, I told them and I was a part of a team that in Louisville history that we had struggled in the Federal League, and my senior year was 7-3, and you put a stamp on change, and so I want them to be able to look at this and say they put the stamp on the change. They'd be the first independent team to have success and set the tone for success to follow. I want them to carry that because they'll be sitting around the fire when they're 48 years old talking about their team, and they can say we did it.
This is unbelievable. Thank you so much for allowing us to set up in your castle for a few minutes. This is unbelievable. Good luck tomorrow against Poland the rest of the season.
Awesome.
We're rooting for you.
Appreciate having you. Thank
Appreciate you. We'll be right back on Ysn Primetime after this. Reliability, innovation, scale. These three values are those we look forward to in our business and in our team. If you're ready for a reliable employer who looks constantly to think outside the box in big ways, we're ready for you. Apply now. Help us push the envelope and deliver success. Envelope 1. Take that one extra step.
Before the lights come on, before the workday begins, before a long day is ended, or it's time to have fun, it all starts with the people at Joe Dickey Electric. From replacing a light fixture in your home to building a substation for your business, no job is too big or too small. The people of Joe Dickey Electric power them all. Joe Dickey Electric, over 60 years of powering the Mahoning Valley.
You're not waiting to see what the world has in store for you. It's more about what you have in store for the world. All you need is the opportunity. All you need are the resources of a large university and the advantages of a personalized academic setting where you can experience new worlds in the arts and sciences, business, and education and make them your own. We are where you shape your future. We are Youngstown State University and proud.
WRS Wealth Advisors, the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists. Located on South Avenue in Boardman.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Ysn Primetime Live. DJ Yokley with you. I want to thank all the Louisville captains for stepping in, spending some time with us here tonight on Primetime Live from Louisville. Also, Coach Troy Davis, as well as Bob Burek, for just enlightening us about Louisville, because where the majority of us are watching from, we might not know a thing or two when it comes to Louisville. So it was great to learn a little bit more about Leopard Nation here tonight. I want to thank also Terry Horn for allowing us to come out here to Leopard Stadium and go live. So quickly want to go over the games before tomorrow and let you know what's going to be on the network. At 5 p.m., special broadcast because there are no lights at University School South Range. The Raiders will be taking a trip, as will I, out to outer skirts of Cleveland is where University School is, and we'll have that game for you live at 5 on YSN. At 7 p.m. kicks off the regular slated coverage. Alliance at Niles. Ian O'Brien will have that one. Brookfield at Springfield. Alec Caberna will be covering that game. Kenton McKinley versus Fitch. Ty Bartell returns to the booth for the Falcons. Cheney at Boardman. Donnie Riccatelli and company, I guess, is going to be having that one as well. Collinwood at Latonia. Larry Scragg will have the coverage for us on your sports network. Conneaut at Western Reserve. Amo, Aaron Mosier will have the coverage of that one. Kickoff at 7 p.m. Then we have Carter Richardson making his YSN debut, where he will take East and East Cleveland Shaw at East Cleveland Shaw. That game at 7 p.m. Chris Sigler will have East Canton at United, and I hear Dr. D's will be in the booth as well. So the A-team returns to the YSN broadcast at United. East Palestine looking for their first win. They'll take on Toronto at Toronto. Tim Figley and Dan Figley will have the coverage for us for the Bulldogs. Garfield and Lakeview doing battle. Jamie Thompson going to take that one for us at 7 p.m. Geneva at Struthers. That's going to be Quinn and Nate taking that at 7 p.m. We also have Harvey at Jefferson. Pat has that one covered for us live from the Falcons Nest. Also at 7 p.m. Howland at Ravenna. Noah Ricks is going to take that one for us, the voice of the Tigers. Hubbard at Greenville. It'll be David Williams taking that for us. He's taken over from the Hubbard side of things, making sure that the Eagles are covered. Hang on one second. There we go. Then we go to Matt Marr. We'll have Liberty at Girard. Louisville at Kimmel Memorial. Eric Hughes will have coverage of that. Then we go to McDonald at Columbiana, where we have Joe Eusebio and Hoppy covering that. And there might be a special guest in that game as well. Richie Giuliano and Kyle Wills will be heading to Jackson Milton for Newton Falls at Jackson Milton. Orange, the brand new YSN part of the family in the Orange Lions, will be taking on Mineral Ridge, the Tim Porter Bowl. It'll be Jake Silak calling that one for us tomorrow night. Padua Franciscan will take on Ursuline. Anthony Malone, Steve Leslie have the coverage of that. Then it's right here. Poland and Louisville will have coverage. You know we have coverage of that. The Aljantics will have it. It's Mac and John tag team in that to have all your football pigskin here from Louisville. Rootstown and Champion, CJ Schroeds, Noah Doty have the coverage of that. Followed by Salem and Beaver Local, Michael McKenzie. No surprise there at 7 p.m. Followed by Valley Christian at LeBray. Brian Oatridge will have the coverage of that one. And 3 more games on the network. Wellsville at Edison. Gary and Coy will have it, as well as Woodridge at West Branch. Michael will have it. Janaki, of course. And then Southern at Crestview. Another one we just added to the docket. Just got approval for it. East Liverpool at Indian Creek. Tommy Pease will have the coverage of that. And don't forget, on Saturday, 2 games on the docket. It's Menor Lake Catholic, Cardinal Mooney at Mineral Ridge. Ty Bartell will have that for us. That's at 7 o'clock. And Sebring versus Matthews at Lakeview. Brian Oatridge will have that. Is that right, Quinn? At Lakeview? Okay. So Sebring versus Matthews at Lakeview. And Brian Oatridge will have the coverage of that one. That is going to do it for our show today. Again, thanks to everybody for tuning in. Thanks for everybody for being part of the show. And, of course, we'll catch you all on the network tomorrow, starting at noon with Running Point and heading into the rest of the night, pretty much all the way up until the overtime report on WFMJ. For Quinn Pushkar behind the camera, my name is DJ Yokley. So long, everybody, from beautiful Louisville. YSN thanks you for watching this presentation of your sports network. For stories, stats, and more, go to ysnlive.com.